Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 don'ts, so things not to do with your crested gecko. These are just some helpful tips and just things you generally want to avoid doing with your crested gecko. Since crested geckos are low maintenance animals compared to other reptiles, most of these tips are pretty obvious, but some of them I do get asked. So here are just some answers to your questions. I hope you guys find this video helpful, and let's get into it. The very first don't is don't feed your crested gecko just fruits. I actually get this comment a lot of times, people asking me, can their main diet just be fruits that I get at the grocery store? And no. Crested geckos can eat, and I do recommend feeding your geckos fruits that you just buy. Make sure they're organic and they're washed and they don't have like pesticides on them and stuff. But that cannot be their main diet because it does lack most of the nutrients that a fruit mix diet like Rapashi or Pangea contains. Just fruit doesn't contain all the vitamins and nutrients. So make sure you're feeding Pangea or Rapashi or something like that that has vitamins and other stuff, not just fruits. The second don't kind of relates to what I said before about not feeding your crested gecko just fruits. So the second don't is don't feed your gecko just insects. Crested geckos are omnivores, they eat both fruit and insects, so their main diet should be a fruit mix. But you can include, and I do recommend you include, some crickets or some kind of protein in their diet, but this should be kind of like a snack or a treat. It shouldn't be their main meal or main source of food. So make sure you feed them crickets like, I don't know, every 2 weeks or something like that, but not as often and not every day. The third thing is don't stress them out too much. And this goes for any animal. You obviously don't want to stress your animals, and you can tell when your crested gecko is stressed by looking at their color. So crested geckos will actually turn a darker color, so darker brown, when they are stressed. They also turn a darker color when they are exposed to very harsh lights, like ring lights or maybe just really bright artificial lights. They do not like that, so watch out for that and make sure that your crested gecko is a normal color, not too dark. And if you're handling them a lot and you notice that they're getting a darker color, maybe put them back and just make sure that you put your animal's needs first and then fun. The next don't is kind of obvious, but don't leave dirty decor in your tank because just don't. Also make sure you clean your tank regularly so that bacteria doesn't grow in your tank, because bacteria will grow and it will get really gross, and even bugs might start living in your tank, and unless you have a bioactive setup, you don't want that. If you have really high humidity levels in your tank and you don't change your substrate enough, if you don't change it regularly, then mold can actually grow, which is toxic to both you and your pet. So please don't do that, and make sure that your tank is well maintained. The last don't is don't let their tail fall off, and what I mean by this is be cautious around them. Don't grab onto their tails and don't scare them too much, because if their tail falls off, they will not grow it back. But something that I noticed is before I got my crested gecko, I was doing research and people said that they just closed their door and their crested gecko got scared and dropped their tail, and so that made me really worried and really cautious, because I thought they were super sensitive and that even if I made the slightest sound they would drop their tails. But it probably depends on your crested gecko, because mine is not like that at all. She's 3 years old and she still has her tail. So yeah. thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you out. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below, and I will do my best to answer your question and help you out. So yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye!